Hello BookTube, my name is Sarah and today I'm coming to you with part 1 of my September 2017 book haul. It has been a long time since I've done a book haul, guys, as you know. Probably well over a month. August was not a good month for us, financially and emotionally. I mentioned that in my Friday reads. There's been a lot of change that has happened in August. And also a lot of things that have happened that have kind of impacted us financially, which has been difficult. But this is not my sob story video. So, this is a book haul. And since the 1st of August up until today, I have bought 17 books because I have a physical book to open for you guys, which is always exciting. I've left it in the packaging because I knew I was doing this video. But I did buy a whole bunch of books. Not a whole bunch. I bought 16 ebooks over the last month and a bit, which actually for me isn't very many. All of these were on deal. All of these, I'm pretty sure, were either daily or monthly deals for the Kindle. 2 of them were free. I will mention this as I go through them. The majority of them are also Harlequin category romance novels, which you guys know I love them dearly. But just letting you guys know, yeah, this is a romance. I mean, I think it's a romance-only book haul in this case. But yeah, so let's jump right in and get started. So the first book is Special Forces Saviour, and this is by Janie Crouch, and this is the first book in the Omega Sector Critical Response series. This is a Harlequin intrigue novel, and it's about a terrorist organization and a woman who gets kidnapped and, you know, all that stuff. So again, this was a monthly deal, I think, from Amazon. Yeah, from Amazon for the Kindle. So I think I paid 99 cents for it, and I do love these books, so I had to pick it up. The next book is The Wyoming Kid by Debbie Macomber. This is the second book in the Wyoming Bride series. This was originally published as a Harlequin American romance novel, but when I got it, they actually redesigned the covers, and you're going to see that a lot. I'm going to talk about that a lot in this haul, that Harlequin is reissuing these books with different covers, and not the covers that were originally used for when they were part of the category romance line. And I think they're doing that to try and bring other readers in who may not have originally read these books because they were considered to be category romance, you know, the dime store kind of novels. But, you know, I am putting up the original covers because that's how they are to me. They are originally, that's what they were written for. And I am, like, I always love to collect these books. So even though I'm collecting them in digital format now, I still like them with the original covers, but that's just me personally. This is about, you know, a couple in Wyoming. It's an American romance, so it's about home and family. It's Debbie Macomber. She's a really, really great author, and for 99 cents, I couldn't say no to this one. The next book is Same Time Next Summer by Holly Jacobs. I'm a big fan of Holly Jacobs' work. She writes some really, really cute stories. And this is about a couple who knew each other as children, and they used to, I guess, their families used to vacation at the same place, so they'd spend every summer together. And then they kind of grew close and became a couple as they became teenagers, and then I guess they drifted apart. And I think something happens to her, and he comes back to help her deal with this incident that's taken place. So it sounds really great. It is a Harlequin super romance novel. Again, this one was republished with a different cover. For any of these that I mentioned, please click on the link. I have all the books listed below. Please click on their link in Goodreads and go and look at the alternate covers. So if you're looking for these books on Amazon, you'll be able to find it. Because again, I am putting up the original covers up here. Next we have Forgotten Marriage by Paula Rowe. This is a Harlequin or Silhouette Desire novel. This was published in 2007, so this is a 10-year-old book. It is a book about a man who loses his memory and forgets even who his wife is. So it is that kind of an amnesia romance kind of story. Again, 99 cents. And again, I collect these. I had to pick it up. Next book is called Undercover Princess by Suzanne Brockmann. This is the second book in the Royally Wed series. This is another one with an alternate cover. Susan Brockmann is very, very well known for a series that she does about law enforcement agents. That's kind of her niche. That's what she writes about. And she does it very, very well. This is about a woman who, I guess she's being tasked now to help find her missing brother who happens to be a crown prince. So, a little, you know, far from reality kind of story, but Susan Brockmann, again, she is a New York Times bestselling author. She's absolutely fabulous. This one sounded really, really good, and I had to pick it up. The next book is The Guardian by Terri Reid. This is a love-inspired suspense novel. Terri Reid is a fantastic author. This is the first book in the Classified Canine Unit series. I've been collecting some of these. I adore the covers on these. The entire series features a dog. And these are all like canine dogs, which I think is great. So again, this is about an FBI agent and a protected witness and, you know, the canine unit and their handlers and all those things. So I absolutely love this. Again, this was a monthly deal. Had to pick it up. And as winner of the best title of a book I purchased in the last month or so, APB Baby by Julie Miller. This is the first book in the Precinct Bachelors in Blue series. It says here, USA Today bestselling author Julie Miller's new series launches with a lawman and a social worker who team up to safeguard a baby. Sure, why not? You know what? I love these books so much, and it's one of those, well, because I love it, I feel I can make fun of it. And not that I mock these at any time, but sometimes some of the titles are a little less than stellar. This one, a little goofy, but I believe this was actually a Rita Award-winning finalist, which is, the Rita Awards, I think, are like a romance-based book award. So, title notwithstanding, this is probably going to be a really good book, and again, 99 cents. I couldn't say no. The next book is Abduction by Cynthia Eden. This is part of the Killer Instinct series. I'm not sure exactly what number it is. Goodreads does not have that listed here. But it's about a man who, when he was a teenager, he saved a woman from a kidnapper. And then he went on to become a Navy SEAL, and now I guess he's burnt out and he's returning back home, and he runs back into this girl, but I guess this abductor or killer or whatever is now out of prison, and he's back after this girl, like the one who got away. So, sounds really good, and I cannot wait to read this one. These next two books, A Rancher's Honor and A Rancher's Redemption, are books 1 and 2 in the Prosperity Montana series, or trilogy. We read, as a group for part of my book club, the Novel Expectations Book Club, read Montana Vet, the third book in the series, in August. And I did not realize it was third in the series, and in my need to read books in series, I immediately went out and bought these two books, which are books 1 and 2. These I actually bought for free, or got for free, with my Harlequin Rewards points. And I do plan on reading them in September, because I need to read this series in full and be done with it, because that's just how my brain works. So these books are both about the main character, the lead male in Montana Vet, Seth. This is about his sister. One of the stories is about his sister Dani. The other one is about his sister Sly. So I am very much looking forward to reading these ones this month. The next book is one that I purchased right after finishing reading The Art of Sinning by Sabrina Jeffries. Sabrina Jeffries, excuse me, which is the first book I read in September. And I really liked it. It was a historical romance. But I was looking on Goodreads to see what the next book was, and because sometimes I like to go and look and at least put the next book on my wish list, if not purchase it, so I can continue on with the series. And I noticed that there was a novella that comes before book 2, and it's called The Heiress and the Hothead, and it is Sinful Suitors book 1.5. Again, it's a novella, and in the first book, the main character has a sister named Amanda, who is originally from the U.S., and this is a Regency romance novel, so she comes over to the U.S., to England, and in the other book, without giving away too much of the plot, her story leads in at the very end, like in the epilogue of that book, you get a glimpse of this, and I'm like, okay, so that story's going to be told. Part of the reason I went and looked for this, and I found it, novella, I think it was $1.99, I picked it up, and I do plan on reading it in December, so then I can continue on with the Sinful Suitors series in 2018. Speaking of books that I plan on reading in December, I picked up with a Kindle daily deal, Snowfall on Haven Point by RaeAnne Thayne. This is book number 5 in the Haven Point series. When I added this one to Goodreads that I wanted to read it now that I owned it, I looked and I own the first 6 books in the series. So I really need to get on this one. But I realized that the first book in the series is actually another Christmas story. So that makes me very excited. So it has been added to my December TBR, my tentative December TBR. I am going to try and fit these books into anything that I'm tentatively putting on there, because there is another one that is on there as well. The Heiress and the Hothead, I'm not too worried about it because it's a novella. I can finish that one relatively quickly. But these like thicker, full-length novels, I do have a list going, and when I get the December challenge for the Triple RC challenge, I will try and fit these books in there before I do anything else. Because, you know, like I said, the first in this series, and there's another one that I definitely want to read in December. But yeah, again, this one was 99 cents. You know, it's a beautiful cover. It's a contemporary romance that takes place at Christmas time. It checked all the boxes for me, essentially. On to another Christmas story. I also picked up An O'Brien Family Christmas. This is the 8th book in the Chesapeake Shore series by Cheryl Woods. I read the first book in the series last month or the month before, The Inn at Eagle Point. And this one, I believe, is a monthly deal. So if you're interested, go check it out on Amazon. I think it is a monthly deal for this month. And I had to pick it up to add it into the series. I will get to it eventually. But when they're on sale and you can't say no. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me who has no willpower. But again, Cheryl Wood, she's a fabulous author. This is a great, great series. And I cannot wait to get to this one. Now, this looks like a really fun one. This is another one that had an alternate cover. This is also a monthly deal right now from Amazon. So check it out. And when I say that, it's for September. This is Dream a Little Dream by Debra Clopton. This is a love-inspired romance novel, so it's a Christian fiction or Christian romance. And it is book number 4 in the Mule Hollow series. And this is about a woman who writes a newspaper column about this bachelor in town, and now all of a sudden he's got all these women showing up. I guess to want to be his wife kind of idea. And I guess him and the newspaper woman fall in love. Sounds really, really adorable. And these are really, really sweet stories. And that cover is just all kinds of cute. I absolutely love it. Gerber daisies are my favorite flower, if you did not know that. So even though this one had an alternate cover, like I say, so again, check on Goodreads and you can see the cover that it was changed to if you're looking for it. And it's quite different than this one. But this one, when I saw it on Goodreads, I was like, oh, I absolutely love that. So very, very happy to have this one. And the last one is also a monthly deal from Kindle. And that is One Wrong Turn by Deanna Lynn Sletten. This one sounded really, really interesting. It's about a man and a woman, and they were married and had children and then divorced. He's an alcoholic. He's also seems, I think, a famous musician. Well, then he gets this phone call that his ex-wife or whatever has been in a terrible, terrible car accident and she's in a coma. So he has been 2 years sober, and he shows up at the hospital, and of course has to care for his children that he hasn't seen in 2 years and explain where he's been and deal with the fact that his ex-wife is in this coma. And I guess the story is told from his perspective, which is different for a romance novel. And I think this might even borderline, well, it says this was just contemporary romance, but it sounds almost like it could be borderline women's fiction. And, you know, it goes back and forth with the relationship that he had with his wife, I guess, when they met. It sounded so, so good, and it was $1.99. This has an average rating of 4.26 stars on Goodreads, guys. People love this book. So if this sounds like it'd be any good for you, please, please go check it out. Again, a Kindle monthly deal. You can't say no to that. And last but not least, we have my book to unpackage, if you will. Not unboxed, it's not a box. So as you can see, this is from the Book Depository. Now this is the first. There are going to be 5 more of these over the next couple months, maybe. I plan on ordering one every few weeks or so. They're not very expensive, about $10 a piece. But as you guys know, I don't buy physical books. I just don't read them. And this is not to be read. I'll be honest. This is for display purposes only. I adore this series so much. Let me open it and show you guys, instead of just waving around the packaging, because I know what's in here, but you guys do not. So, handy dandy scissors. I don't want to actually wreck the book. And there's a reason I bought it from Book Depository, because they are a UK-based book. I'm so excited! It's even prettier! So, as you guys know, I've been waxing poetic this year about the Sleepless in Manhattan series by Sarah Morgan. I adore it. I think this series is absolutely fabulous. I love the writing. I love everything. And I happen to be on Book Depository for some reason, and I looked up one of these books and I went, oh my god, the UK covers are gorgeous. Compared to the North American covers, I will put a picture of the North American cover here of this first book. And it's a nice cover, don't get me wrong. I really, really like it. But, let me take that away. come on. Like, does that not scream New York City? So this is the first book in the Sleepless in Manhattan series. Or Manhattan with Love series. That's what it's called, the Manhattan with Love series. This is Sleepless in Manhattan. It is stunning. And I urge you to go and look at the rest of the covers on Goodreads. Because they're all kind of like this kind of cartoony sort of, I don't want to say cartoony, but like, come on. That is just utterly beautiful. I would love nothing more than to sit and curl up and read this again in this edition. Like, don't get me wrong. I know I always say that I buy ebooks only and I'm really loving audiobooks, but I do love a good print book. I really, truly do. Again, if I had the space, I would have a room devoted to having a library full of these books. But because of money and because of space, I just can't do that. But I don't see why I cannot collect books that I absolutely adore. Not every book I need to own. But like this entire series, I do plan on purchasing again. The 6th book is coming out in November. So like I said, every couple of weeks or maybe even once a month, I'll buy another book. There are 6 in the series. The one after this is called Sunset in Central Park, and then comes Miracle on 5th Avenue, which is the Christmas book, which is the other book I was talking about that will be fit into my December TBR. And then there's 3 more after that. And the last book in the series comes out. It's another Christmas one, and it's called Moonlight Over Manhattan. And oh my god, I saw the cover because I follow Sarah Morgan on Twitter. It's just gorgeous. And her other one just came out, and it's part of the series. It's called Holiday in the Hamptons. You need to see that one too. I couldn't get over these. I just thought they were too stunning to not purchase. And they're less than $10 Canadian a piece with free shipping to, of course, on Book Depository. So I couldn't say no. I'm such a fan. And these are all, I mean, even look at the spine, guys. Think about how all these are going to be laid out on a bookshelf together. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I couldn't say no. So be prepared to see more of the books in this series going forward. Of course I got a bookmark. Let's check out the bookmark. It's okay. It's nice. I like these kind of colored in ones. I still say that my very favorites were the ones that people designed themselves and they had something to do with their favorite books. I thought those were awesome. This is a part of a set designed by our customers. Number 8 of 10. Bookmark was designed by Christer Rubini from Norway. And that person's favorite book is Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Rings. That's very cool. See, I do like their bookmarks, and I can't hold anything. But yeah, so I'm just so happy to have this. Oh, you guys have no idea. Oh, I really, truly, truly, truly love a gorgeously designed book. The other series that I kind of would eventually like to collect the entire physical copy series of are the Outlander books. I have 2 of them on hardcover. Do I have it here? An Echo in the Bone and A Breath of Snow and Ashes, which are later books in the series beyond what I'm on now. I think I picked both of them up like when they were released and they were on sale at like my local chapters, so I picked them up for like $20 a piece. And for a hardcover, that's not a bad price. But those ones eventually I'd like to also get all on hardcover. And again, my husband and I are hoping to move in the next year or so. And I will have a bit more space. And I do plan on cleaning these shelves out. Because I don't want to be one of those people who just waits until, something else changes. Even if we're moving, I'd still like to clean these shelves out and be able to start putting these up for you guys to see the beautifulness. Okay, I gotta stop just gushing over this book. Alright guys, that is it for this book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments below if any of these books caught your fancy. Or were there any great books that you guys bought in the last month or so? Because I'd love to hear about it. And until my next video, guys, take care and happy reading. Bye.